Hey everyone, stick with us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications when we go live, Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market close, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, the most amazing options trading community in the world, link is below to the Discord and Facebook options trading group. Both are free. We charge for nothing. If you're here right now, say what up. If you're just joining, what is going on? Jeff, Lion, Carl, Trevor, Kelly, Lucas, Nando. How we doing? Hanging on. Mason, Kevin, Drew. Man. What's your thoughts on Netflix now that everyone, Netflix, the thing with Netflix is it was overvalued for a very long time. This is a correction. We'll see when Netflix starts bottoming out. That is when we are going to see the proper valuation for Netflix. History in the making. Yeah, so S&P, Dow, Nasdaq futures were halted at 5%. We're currently down almost 11% on SPY. My target, as I said yesterday, my target on SPY was around 233, 230 area. Didn't think we would be seeing the 230s today, but here we are. I mean, it's gonna be wild. I mean, UVXY is at a 52-week high. Yeah, no doubt. I'm debating if I should get a second job and just fund my investing account with the paychecks. What you're going to be trading today. So right now I was a little bit upside down on Friday. I held because why not, right? I currently have the 256 SPY put. It went against me at close there. Like if any short position did at close, market close, because the market literally ripped. What did it rip? It ripped like basically 200 points on the S&Ps. The S&Ps ripped 200 points from top to bottom in the last 30 minutes of market close, and I just held on. I just held on to that. It was down 56%, which it's a pretty big loss, but now I'm in the money. But what I'm concerned about, is I only have one position. Sure, we could have gone big, we could have done all this stuff, and what I am concerned about right now is being able to exit positions and liquidity. The bid and the ask spread is going to be ginormous. The market's probably going to get shut down in the first 10 seconds, and I'm going to be live streaming probably the first 30 minutes or so, depending on how things go. But of market open, that is, so I'll probably be live streaming for about an hour or so. So we're definitely going to get halted at open. Now we're at 11% down now. If it gets halted at something if it gets halted at 13%, we're going to be halted for another 15 minutes. Now, if we go 20% down, we're going to be halted for the rest of the day. And my concern is, the Fed had emergency rate cut. We weren't expecting to hear from the Fed till Wednesday and Thursday of this week. They were supposed to have their meeting, let us know what the rate cut was. We were expecting a rate cut. But right before Trump, all this is a little bit too much for a coincidence. Right before Trump spoke yesterday, emergency rate cut, right before he came out, which was insane. But what I'm concerned about is them panicking and closing the market for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, because they're going to start panicking. And if they close the market, there's probably going to be like a run in the banks or something like that. So I'm a little bit concerned that if they close the market. So right now I'm just going to be trading one contract at a time. I'm going to be trading slow. I'll look for good setups, but I want to, you can make a killing right now, but you can also get yourself into a lot of big trouble with not being able to exit positions in liquidity. So You know, so if they close the market, I don't know what's going to happen to options expirations. When they close the market, expirations don't typically change, but we'll see. I wasn't thinking last week that they were going to close the markets, but the market, they're not going to let it go down 10% every day. They're not. They're not going to let it. Yeah. So yeah, Lucas, the banks are tightening. Also, with the Federal Reserve, with the Fed cutting rates, they also set the bank's reserves to zero, which also means that banks can write loans for whatever now, which is scary. So we're gonna be in some dark times. It's gonna get dark, guys. It's gonna get real dark. Right now we have the fastest bear market in history. The only one that was the one that we beat was September 1929, which was the Great Depression, and we beat it by half, 21 days and 42 days for September 1929. So, you know, I think that numbers are what they are. I think the saving grace, though, honestly, the I don't I it's gonna get dark, right? But I think that the saving grace is, we're basically at 2018 lows. That's not so bad. That is not so bad. Now, if we go out the last 5 years, I wouldn't be surprised if we came back down here to this 2015 area between 200 and 220 on SPY. You know, so this is 2015. Sure, we're going up 4 years of gains, but I've been saying this since 2017 when the market went up 36%. When the market went up 36%, and we just kept ripping, and things were out of control, and this, we all knew that this wasn't going to last forever. You know what I mean? And then we were even saying, like, I wish they would just let the market crash a little bit, because like when it does crash, it's gonna hurt, and it's gonna hurt bad. And here we are. You know what I mean? And here we are. This is a correction, a wealth adjustment from years of greed and the Fed propping the market up. We all knew for many years, we all knew valuations were off the charts, but yet they kept pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. And this is the outcome. This is the outcome. So now instead of being proactive, they're being reactive, and that's never a good place to be. Like, I also own an IT business, and my goal for IT, for businesses needs, is to be proactive versus reactive, because when you're proactive, you cause downtime, you cause bottlenecks, you have issues. Now, if you are reactive, you're not going to make the right decisions in the time of need. Instead of having things planned out and executing the plan, when you're reactive, you're going to do things you wouldn't do if you were proactive and had a plan. And now the Fed is reacting, the White House is reacting, the CDC is reacting because there wasn't a plan in place. And here we are. It took a virus, and let's say, and I'm not going to, the virus is serious, and if let's say because we're being self quarantined and all that, the virus goes down completely. Regardless of that, this was the black swan event. That the virus is what kicked it over the edge, and we're going to see repercussions of this for years to come. If the virus went away tomorrow, we would still have a lot of issues. 30 minutes before market close, we start chilled checkmates. Skilled. Sorry, guys. I literally haven't been getting much sleep. So, we need, we're screwed right now for the foreseeable future. But what we need to do in the future, and I'm talking about the government and the people we put in power, we need to have the foresight, because just because a Great Depression or something hasn't happened in your lifetime, or like something like the Spanish flu or like a Black Plague or anything hasn't happened in our lifetime, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And here we are, it's witnessing that. We were talking about a few weeks ago, we were talking about a potential recession. And last year, when the yield curves inverted, we were talking about recession. At this rate, they might even be talking about depression. This may bring the Great Recession. It may look like peanuts. You know what I mean? And I think as options traders, and we have the most advantage, because the money that we lose in stocks in our 401ks, we can recoup. But the average person doesn't know how to do that. They don't know how. They're a sitting duck. They're sitting there and they're just watching their account, crater. You know what I mean? Like it is just insane. Like it's word on the street is this morning that IL may enlist National Guard for mandatory careful. Yeah, we're getting shut down. My parents are in Florida and they're not listening to me, and they're gonna get stuck. They're gonna get stuck. So I think as traders, we have the most advantage because we can protect our 401ks. We can protect the stocks, long-term stocks. We don't, like for me, I don't even really care right now. I'm just concentrating on what's happening, protecting the assets that I have, the assets that I can control. We need to protect, and we need to make sure we have enough cash on hand in case something does happen. As long as the dollar is worth something at this point, you know what I mean? As long as the dollar is worth something, we just got to stay cash. If they shut down the markets, if they, brokerages, and I was actually talking to a buddy the other day, and I was saying, now in retrospect, do you guys think it was interesting when all the brokerage firms were consolidating within months of each other? Like, did they foresee something happening? Because if you think about like the bank bailouts and all that kind of thing, Fidelity, Schwab, all those people are holding massive amounts of 401ks. Now they started grabbing up other people and consolidating because, kind of like in 2008, the Lehman Brothers, the Bear Stearns, they didn't make the cut, but the Bank of America's, JP Morgan's, and them, they made the cut. So I was kind of thinking, it's a little tinfoil hattish, but I was thinking in retrospect, it makes sense for the brokerages to combine, to consolidate, because they're going to be stronger, and the government will most likely be able to help them if their assets go underwater. And I was just kind of thinking, it was kind of interesting. I don't know if anyone else thought about that when that was happening, we all thought, oh, it's because Robinhood was cutting commissions. But as I thought about it this past weekend, it's like they didn't care. Like Schwab and Fidelity don't care about Robinhood, and they don't want Robinhood customers. Robinhood doesn't have any 401ks. Robinhood is a very small brokerage when it comes to these big guys. You know what I mean? Robinhood doesn't matter. They don't have 401ks and all that. It's been nice knowing all you guys. Keith, you okay, man? You okay? But, the one thing that I said in my video last night is, it's going to be good that we're going to be making some money. That's the plus side. But I guess just be careful, be mindful and sensitive of, bragging and all that kind of stuff, because people are going to get really, really hurt. There's going to be mass layoffs. There's going to be companies that shut down. I mean, oil right now is at 28. The lower oil goes, it's not going to be good. You guys, the oil runs the market, the economy. Like a lot of jobs depend on oil. We use oil for everything. And now that we're all, like in Illinois here, we're all at home. We're not consuming oil. Production is going to be down. What was the manufacturing report? You guys good? You guys hear me? Testing. 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 Okay. So, what was the... There was a report this morning. Well, I was basically New York manufacturing numbers were down 23% for March, and that was the biggest drop like ever. Yo, JCam. So, things like retail before this in the greatest economy in the world, retail was struggling. When we got all-time highs, retail was struggling, and commercial real estate's going to take a big hit after this. So, I mean, this is a correction on every single level. It's going to impact the everyday person. It's not going to impact just a small group of people. It's going to impact everybody. See, we're getting a little bounce here. SPY's up. So I don't know. We're gonna see if they're gonna let me close my position at open. Right now, I have a SPY put. I have the SPY 256 put. Was down 56% at close on that market rip, but we'll see if they let me close my 256 put. I don't know. The other issue, if you look at ES as well, so from when it got halted, for ES, for when it got halted, like these bid-ask spreads were ridiculous. Like, look, it's 25.75. The 25.75 strike here put $40 bid, 250 ask. 265 bid, 8 for the 25.65 put, 825 bid, 0 ask, not available. 104 bid, 225 ask. So this is why I was saying last week I've really limited to just trading ES, SPY, and Apple, because we're gonna get into a liquidity issue here, and the bid ask market makers are gonna be all messed up. People are gonna be messed up. The CBOE, Chicago Exchange, the CME, there's no traders on the floor right now for today. Starting today, there's no traders on the floor. Computers, algos are running the system right now. Humans are not running this. The algos, the computers at the Chicago Exchange, which the CBOE controls a lot of these options products that we trade. So I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I want you to be prepared for this. That if you go 2 balls deep, there's a potential you can't get out. There's going to be a potential that you can't get out. And I'm kind of, over the last few weeks I've been kind of warning, but this is when it's gotten really serious. Let me see here. Let me try to get this alert here for you guys. Where is the... Oh, here it is. So take a look at the CBOE. Now this was before they shut down the trading floor. This is actually an act right now. But they're saying, just so you guys know, in the event the situation would escalate such that it would become necessary to close the C1 trading floor, which they did, to prevent the spread of COVID-19, CBOE is prepared for C1 to operate in an electronic-only mode. In an electronic-only trading mode, the trading floor and all routing to the trading floor will be disabled and unavailable. Input of orders for matching on C1 will only be available via FIX and BOE, similar to all other CBOE options trading platforms. Any orders with instructions to route to the floor will be rejected. Note, this electronic-only functionality has been tested and has been previously used in production on October 28th, 2019. So it was recently tested, which is good, but I don't think it's not tested under these circumstances. These tests on October, this is a very controlled environment. Like if you work anywhere, like I work like in technology or anything, like when you go to school for something, everything is controlled. All the tests are controlled. When you go out into the real world, it's nothing like the test environment. The test environment is designed for it to pass. And if it checks a box, people feel good. It was not designed, it was not tested under such stress and volume like we're going to experience today. And then some additional considerations in the event of electronic only mode. Floor brokers will not have access to their floor tools, including proprietary trading terminals. Risk limits should be reviewed. So this is interesting. Risk limits should be reviewed. They're going to be reviewed. I know that some futures brokers change their margin, so that's a big issue. Complex orders greater than 3-to-1 and stock option orders greater to 8-to-1 will be rejected. So this is going to change this is going to be interesting. I don't know how this is going to play out. Honestly, I don't know. Nobody knows how this is going to play out. I think that we're going to halt in the first 10 seconds and that's it. Honestly, like there's going to be so many orders right now queued up that I don't think I'm going to be able to close my put. I do not think that I don't think I'm going to be able to close my put. Hopefully I can. I don't even know. I don't even know what it's going to be worth. I'll try to do the math on it, but I mean, it's going to be insane. Also in Chicago, one of the unprecedented. So major power suppliers in Chicago, ComEd, Comcast, people like that, they're saying that they're not going to shut down, disconnect people from not paying. And this is before anything bad happened. They made this announcement. If you don't pay your bill, they're not going to disconnect you. They're going to waive late payment fees through at least, and it says at least May 1st. So this could go on for quite some time, right? And thankfully, what I did when 2 weeks ago, what I did is I made sure I paid all my bills because I was like, I don't know if they're gonna accommodate, because these guys don't accommodate for anybody. And I'm like, I don't want to be in the middle of a blackout or something, or I don't want to be having an issue where you power your water. So I made sure, even if it wasn't due, I paid my power bill, I paid my water bill, I paid my gas bill, I paid whatever I could pay, because I didn't want to take any chances. I don't want to accumulate bills, obviously, through this. But it's very interesting. So Comcast says, hey, we're not going to shut off your internet. Usually Comcast is the first one to shut off. Comcast will say, you don't pay, we're yanking it right now. But they made an agreement with the state of Illinois that says, hey, you gotta stay open, man. You guys gotta stay open. So I mean, this is gonna be interesting how this plays out. If you guys could do me the favor, hit the like button, I would appreciate it. It's free for you to do. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. So just be mindful that this is gonna be hard, because when the market opens the next 6 minutes, there's gonna be so many orders getting pounded through that, appreciate it, guys, thank you, that it's gonna be intense. And like I said, I'm gonna be live here at least the first 30 minutes, and I might even go live again after the sometime during the day, depending on how things go. I mean, if we're halted, like if we're 20% down and halted, then that's it. Yeah, there was a tweet this morning, and I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter, but I've been tweeting up a storm this morning. But so I don't know if you know who Josh Brown is. He's a CNBC commentator, and he's really the only one that has like a clear mindset, I feel. And he's saying that on the list of ridiculous things to be debating right now, whether or not we're in a recession, people are literally locked inside their homes. I don't think we need the data. People are locked in their homes. They're not out spending money. They're not out going to entertainment. They're not out doing all these things. I mean, it's just we're locked in. Sure, grocery stores and stuff are busy, but grocery stores and all that, the economy is a lot bigger than that. You know what I mean? In terms of to keep it going. Columbus, Ohio is a ghost town. Yeah, Ohio put in some restrictions. Keith, are they making you stay home? Bandwidth is going to be loaded with everyone home now, buggering, and I have high fiber speed you can get at home. Yeah, Lucas, I think I'm going to try to see if I can get a failover or something. I don't know, so I can stay connected. So because I'm on Comcast, it's not the most reliable. I mean, I have a very fast connection, but if everybody's on it and there's downtime, Comcast not coming up, I'm gonna actually see if I can get some sort of failover or something, you know, because it's gonna get wild. It's gonna get wild. Also, one of the things that I'm concerned about is, you know, Jack Ma, Baba, founder. I don't think he's the CEO anymore. He stepped down to do whatever. He's shipping supplies to the U.S. and I just said, you know, and there's a lot of people that are not taking this seriously. And I was just pointing out that the Chinese are sending or donating, not selling. The Chinese are donating medical equipment to the U.S. And if you're not concerned about that, I mean, who donates to the U.S. anything? When was the last time you heard of anyone donating anything to the U.S.? So I think that's concerning because, and this is before we have an issue. You know, sure, there's some people are sick, some people are died, but we don't have like outbreak in the U.S. yet. I mean, the numbers are going up dramatically, but we don't have like an Italy or Spain or Iran or South Korea yet, right? But the Chinese are sending us supplies. Jack Ma is sending us supplies. And I think that is, I mean, good for him to get ahead of it, but at the same time, what does that say of what's going to happen? You know what I mean? I'm in Ohio. I'm work right now. I work in a factory. Tobin, are they shutting you down, or are you going to still be going? I want to have a little bit more commentary with you guys. Anyone remember when the trade war was all the stock market? Man, you guys are going to wish. You guys are going to wish we were in a trade war, and that's all we cared about. You know what I mean? Like, those days are behind us now. You're going to wish. Let's see what GS is at right now. All right, GS not at its pre-market lows on Friday night, so that's good. Or Thursday night, that was last week, so that's okay. So this is gonna be the true test. Like what happens today? You know, what are we doing here? Are we gonna? I don't know. Market opens in 50 seconds, 50 seconds. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm just saying, like, do your best to be prepared. You know, money will always be made, but like if we're not protected health wise, if we're not protecting our cash flow, we're potentially gonna have a problem. You know, no point of wealth if you can't enjoy it. You know, like he's in the truck. So market's opening. Here we go. Market's gonna open right now. See what happens. Market's open. Options are not moving. Options are not open on SPY, which is scary. Option pricing. I don't think they're going to open the options. Halted. We're halted. Yep. So, didn't even take 10 seconds. It literally took 3. I said we were going to be halted in the first 10 seconds, and it was 3 seconds. So, I mean, we knew that was coming. So right now, SPY is down. SPY opened up down 10.5%. Now, the next halt's going to be 13%. So we're going to see what happens. So we got 15 minutes to kill. If you guys got questions, let's chat it up. Let's get you guys involved instead of hearing me rant all the time. Let's chat it up. What do you guys think? Instant halt. I mean, they didn't even open the options chain. Look, they didn't even open the options chain. Like, my P&L did not change at all. They didn't open. Like, none of these prices changed. instant. No, Micah, nobody got anything sold. Nobody got anything sold. I told you guys, you got to be careful. And people that are risking it for the biscuit, I mean, you got to be careful, because this is how they can lock up your money. They can lock up your money. And if they announce right now, Dow drops 8%, trigger circuit breaker, trading halt even after Fed cuts rates. Now, will STI insurance matter if brokerages go bankrupt? I think we're in for a ride, man. That's why I say I'm gonna try to limit. One thing that I'm gonna be doing personally for myself is limiting the amount of cash that I'm keeping in the brokerages. So the one concern that I have with Webull. So if you have money at Webull right now, I'm probably gonna make a video about this, about brokerages going bankrupt. Webull is not FDIC insured. So if you're on Webull, if you're holding a lot of money on there, I don't really have that much money on there, but if you're holding a lot of money on Webull, they're not FDIC insured, they're not backed by the government, there's no insurance. Tobin thinks cheap gas will help the airlines. The airlines, it's not going to help it if there's a domestic travel ban. I mean, Boeing's barely hanging on. I mean, Boeing was in trouble now. They could actually go bankrupt on this. I mean, they're done. Do you think there could be issues with drawing money out of TD Ameritrade? I think that there's going to be liquidity issues for sure. For sure. They might even limit the amount of cash that we can withdraw out of our brokerage fund. So if you have more than $10,000 and you don't need that much to trade, start limiting your risk. There's no point to be risky. There's really no point to expose yourself to risk right now. They can change the limits whenever they want. They can change the restrictions that you can only withdraw $2,000 at a time, or $1,000 at a time. People with $100,000 accounts, they're never going to get their money out in a timely fashion. Sorry guys, I've been staring at the screens a lot. I'll throw my glasses back on. Helps with the gas prices aren't going to matter with travel ban. Yeah, people are like, oh, I get to pay. The good news is there's lower gas. I'm like, it doesn't matter if the gas is low, the gas price is low if you're not going anywhere. If you're not going anywhere, So for ES, if we look at ES, so they opened up 2,500, 6% down. So I guess our target today is trying to take out this low of 2380 for the short-term target. If we can get that on ES, and if we go back to the trade war, we're basically 2300. If we break the 2300 area on the S&Ps, I think there's going to be more panic, and we're going to flush down to 2000. So, I mean, I think that the people like you and me watching the markets are taking this way more seriously because we see the severity of it. The people who are not every day in the market that I talk to are not taking this seriously. They're just kind of going by everyday life saying, everything's fine. The government's going to fix this. We're going to be okay. It's not that bad. When this gets all done, I'm going to buy as many stocks as I can. But they're not thinking about they might not have money because they're going to get laid off. They might not have a home because it gets foreclosed on. Like this is we're at this point now. This is a serious. We're in a serious place. Like this is not. I am not laughing. If I make money today, I'm not celebrating. I'm not joking around. I'm not going to be bragging about money that I make because, I wanted a bear market. I wanted a downturn because I did think we were overvalued, but I didn't want it like this. I didn't want this because millions and millions of people are going to be displaced and hard times people are going to die because of this wealth adjustment, not just the coronavirus. People are going to die because of hunger issues, drugs, alcohol. I mean, anything that you medicate yourself to get through pain. You know what I mean? Addictions. I mean, it's going to be real. It's going to be real. I mean, I think we're about to see the biggest wealth adjustment and correction in the history of the world. And, you know, we always talk about the history books. Well, now looking back, man, that was the Great Depression was bad and the Great Recession was bad, man. The chance that will happen again in our lifetime is rare. And here we are, you know, and here we are. This is the biggest wealth adjustment. And the saving grace is if you survive all this, if you survive through all this, more millionaires were made during the Depression and the Recession than any other time. But that's if you get through it. I mean, literally, people were jumping out the windows. Like it was not a joke. Like, and I say if you survive this, you know. And back then, the Great Depression and the Great Recession, we weren't facing a global virus pandemic. So not only are we at the risk of a major correction, which we're already in, health-wise, we may not be able to get through it. You know, we may have all the money in the world, but it doesn't matter if we're all sick. So I think that we're battling two separate wars right now, and the White House and our government is frazzled because they're putting out fires over here, putting fires out over here, and they can't focus, man. They can't focus. So when you're distracted and you're looking in both directions, you know, one thing, and the other thing is this is an election year. I don't know if they're going to postpone the election. If this thing gets bad and people can't go vote, they're going to have to postpone the election. You know, they can't, if people can't vote, they're going to have to postpone the election too. You know, like, yeah, once word gets spread that there's bank runs and stuff, I mean, we're in trouble. And it's not a joke. You know, Bears. Making money, but and I'm a bullish person. You know, I would prefer to be bullish, and I make money in whatever market, but you know, the people that were saying, oh, you know, telling me last night, no, I want Dow to go down to 2,000, go down to 2K. Like, do you know what impact on the world if Dow goes from 20,000 to 2K? Look at what happened when we went from 30,000 down to 20,000. And you're saying you want Dow from 20,000 to 2,000. The market is not going to be existent if it goes to 2,000. Like, you don't want that. The hardships that you're going to have, like, we're privileged Americans, and, you know, I look at it, like, this is I literally have a $600 loss, and I could care less about it. And that is the epitome of privilege right now, where $600 to somebody would buy them, an elderly person, a month, 2 months worth of groceries. It could pay for diapers for many months, you know. And we're here counting our coins and all this stuff, but you know, so just be sensitive. Like, oh man, I only made $2,000 a day. Like, you just gotta chill, bro. You just gotta chill. And we got probably about 5 more minutes for the market to get open again. So we'll see if we can exit. Tobin, this is not political. Tobin, this is not political. It doesn't matter what the Democrats or Republicans want at this point. What's happening now is serious. They can postpone the election. If people can't go vote, they can postpone the election. Yeah, I mean, I think that if you're looking to get into precious metals, Hank, you might want to actually buy some like gold bullion. And what I mean by gold bullion, I mean the ones that you can hold in your hand, not GC or GLD. Like physical. If you're that worried, I think you should buy some. If you're looking to get into precious metal, buy the physical version because that's what might. You know what I mean? Like I know people that actually have precious metals, but the tangible version, not the on screen version. You know, the on paper version. No, you can actually hold it. You know. So I mean, whether you're Democrat, Republican, liberal, don't care, whatever you are, everybody at this point needs to work together, and this is a critical time. Like if we don't take things seriously now, we could roll into some like, you know, we're gonna a first world country rolling back to the third world. We have technology and all that. People are going to be working for free. We're going to go back to what? Skilled labor to pay for and get our trade services, for food and stuff. Is that what it's going to come down to? I mean, I hope not. I mean, we're still early on this, and we need to get it going. I think over the last week, 9 ETFs went out of business. Let me try to see if I can get that. ETFs closing. I think nine ETFs went out of close last week. I'm trying to find that information. Freaking Wall Street Journal with their paywall. All right, we got about a minute and a half for the market to open again. I can't see, but there was. Just be careful, especially with the 3 times leverage ETFs. That's not going to be sustainable in this market. 3 times leverage ETFs are going to get blown up. So if you're trading any 3-time leverage ETF, gold, Qs, whatever, put a .com after, put a to get around the payroll. Oscar, all right, got you. Well, you can, Jumar, you could play 3 times leverage, so it goes 3 times the move. So like TQQQ. Some of it was it. I don't trade them a lot. You get 3 times leverage, three times leverage ETFs and stuff like that. I don't want to bring up any tickers because I honestly don't think. All right, market opened again, but look, market opened again, but the option pricing is coming through now. It's going slow. Option pricing is going slow. We're dropping hot, guys. Liquidity is not going to be good today. Liquidity is not going to be good. We need some contracts. We need contracts traded right now for it to go up. I mean, right now I'm up, but I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get a fair price right now. I'm not going to get a good deal. We need some contracts traded for it to happen. I mean, let's see here. Apple's down 12%. SPY's down. If we drop another 2%, we're getting halted again. Hopefully they try to stop that from happening. Yeah, look at these bid-ask spreads for in the money. $5. This is why I'm having an issue right now. $5, $12 ask, $5, $15 ask, $5. This one $3. Okay, it's getting better. $3 spreads, $5 spreads, $10 spreads. Like right now I'm at 256. My bid is $5. My ask is $21. Like we got to be careful. We need more volume on these contracts. But TOS things are lagging. Things are lagging hard. We need some more contracts traded. I don't know. I think we're getting halted again, guys. I think we're getting halted. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can close my position. I got an instant fill. I went way above. I went above the ask. I got a fill. I went above the ask. I got a fill. 21. Just close it out. So I made 985 on it, but so I made 100. I made 100%. But well, good news is I'm out cash now. So we'll see what happens. You know. Hopefully the markets can bounce from here and we don't get halted. Hopefully the markets can come up 5% or something. I just went above the ask, got filled. The scary thing, it was instant. It was instant. I went above the ask. The ask was $20. I put in 21 and it got filled instantly. Close while you can, guys. But if this rips up 5%, you're going to be down money anyway. So why not close it? Look at this. VIX up 32% right now. 76. I mean, it's going to get out of control. Congrats, Micah. Save your coins, guys. This is how we're just going to play defense. We're going to do the best we can because we need money and to take care of our families and the people that we love. So you know that's why I'm doing this. You know. Our other sources of income are going to be impacted, and that's why for a long time I've always said have multiple sources of income. Multiple sources of income is the key. Like if they take your job away or if they take something else, if you know how to trade and you have multiple sources of income, you're going to be okay. You can fight it. You know, you got to watch out for yourself. You got to watch out for those around you. You know, that's why multiple sources of incomes. And 2008 really spooked me about that because a lot of people had single sources. When I saw 50-year-old men crying in their pillow at night because they couldn't provide their family, that really changed me. You know, that really changed my perspective. And I said, because these people thought everything was safe in 2008, everything was secure, there's not going to be an issue, and yet you're 50 years old or older. You're laid off because your company can't afford you, and you're filing for unemployment, and you're embarrassed, and you can't feed your family, and you can't do all this stuff. So, guys, now more than ever, if you've been thinking about it, focus on multiple sources of income. It's going to help you. So now we're at SPY's at 10% loss, S&Ps are at 10.5, ES. So Apple's at 11. Let's see here. We got Tesla. Tesla's down 18%. Microsoft's down 12%. Facebook down 12%. Alibaba down 8%. Chipotle down 17%. Boeing down 19% now. TLT up 4%. Amazon down 7%. Amazon's probably going to do the best out of all the tech stocks because of the demand. But they're, you know. Can you believe AMP's holding it is? Yeah. Crazy. I mean, this is insane. So good news is some contracts are being traded. Let's see what these contracts are going for. So now Now these contracts I sold for 21 are now going for, last price was 18 bucks. Just be careful, guys. Like, honestly. Like, people giving me a hard time because I've been scaling back risk. Like, this is not something you want to play around with. I've been scaling back risk for a while. Robinhood saying everything's operational, but I don't know if that translates to. Robinhood saying it's operational. I don't know if anyone here is trading on Robinhood still. Like, if you didn't get shaken out of Robinhood in the last 2 weeks, like, what are you waiting for? Don't leave ASAP. Leave. So, all right, guys. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a little break. I might live stream in a little bit here. Let's see what the market does. I'm cash. I'm gonna take a little break, and I'm gonna be around all day. Hit me up in the Discord or on Facebook. I mean, things are going nuts, guys. Things are going nuts. So, be safe. We had a long convo. Stay green. It's us versus herd.